What's going on, y'all? Blue Falcon here, coming to you with another video. So, this one is gonna be rather different on the channel. I'm doing this more so for the music students out there, but you can see I have my mini keyboard as I've played in times past. But if you've been listening, or rather, if you just saw the thumbnail, the title, you'll know that this is how to play by ear. Now, this is just a sneak peek, y'all. Just a sneak peek, all right? So, I've had a lot of students come to me and ask me, how do you play by ear? And, this is something that, believe it or not, a lot of a lot of students tend to kind of like want to jump the gun, and I get it. They want to do things that are fun, so but believe me, I get it. So the reason why I'm doing this video is, again, just to give you a sneak peek. I will later on down the line, I'll go in much greater detail in terms of how to actually play by ear. But what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it live. All right. So if I make mistakes, it is what it is. If I don't make mistakes, then you guys can see that this actually legitimately works. I can't fake this. This is all live, right? But anyway, getting to the point, I'm gonna give you just a sneak peek of some of the things that you can do to help you play by ear. And believe it or not, if you've been following the video series so far, you will actually know that I've actually been giving you guys the key. I've been giving you guys all the tips you actually need. And this is the reason why I always emphasize, do not just think the basics are something that's not worth actually investigating in, or not actually worth spending time in. If you actually take your time to learn the basics, I guarantee you it will help you so much more down the line. I kid you not. I cannot make this up. All right, but anyway, let's just get to the point. So I've decided to choose one song here. So this song is called "A Reckless Love." All right, so this is from Corey Asbury. I'll probably leave the links later on when I upload or kind of like edit the video behind the scenes. But I'll leave the link just in case you do enjoy it. But yeah, let's actually listen to it real quick.
You leave the 99 to find the one every time. So before I spoke a word, yeah. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. And you have been so good to me. Yes, yeah.
All right, so let's just stop right here. Now, this is a song I've been listening to recently. I actually like it a lot, but you guys didn't watch this video to just listen to a song that I like, right? You want to know how to play by ear. So, one thing that I've stressed out, I believe this was in music video number 3, where I said that as a musician, we all need to know how to sing. Now, why was that one of the major keys that I gave you guys? Some of you may not understand this, but as a musician, we are all trying our best to emulate the human voice. I can't, please pay attention to what I actually just said. As a musician, your goal is to try to emulate the human voice. The more human you sound, at times you will start to see that the crowd goes wild when you start playing, because again, there's something that it speaks to the soul. It speaks to the soul, all right? And there's no greater instrument than the human voice, because the human voice is so expressive. So and this is kind of going later on down the line. Again, this is just a sneak peek. But depending on what level you're at in your musicianship, this is why things like bending the notes, using vibrato, using dynamics, there's a reason why when you do those things, you are essentially trying to sound more human, and therefore it helps you connect with the audience all the more so. All right, guys, because remember, I put out a little quick video where I was saying the importance of rhythm. In rhythm, the importance of rhythm is that it's not the notes that you play, but how you play it. Now, in that context, I was talking about rhythm, right? But the same thing can be said about, again, bending the notes, use of vibrato, the use of dynamics, how high or low you play, if you're going to attack the note, if you're going to do staccato or legato. These are all things that as you're playing, you want to be mindful of. It's not just, am I playing the right note? Yes, I'm playing the right note, sure, but how am I playing the note, all right? So let's get back on track, right? Why am I talking about singing? Because not only is singing the closest, well, obviously, it's the greatest instrument. Not only is it the greatest instrument, but this is a hack. If you have even the remote slightest ear, I'm sure all of you guys can sing this, right? Even if you could hum it. The human voice, right? The mind, the body, right? Whatever you want to call it. It's so profound because it's almost like automatically, you don't even know what key this is in. Like right now, as I speak, I do not know what key this song is in, but I know I can hum it. All right, let me play this real quick.
Yes, yeah. For I took a breath, you breathe your life in me.
All right, I don't know what key this is, but if I was to hum it, and again, I'm not the best singer in the world, so I'm exposing myself, but it's not about being the best singer in the world. It's just being comfortable to sing in general, because this is where the hack of how to play by ear comes in. So, all right? You don't even need to sing the exact words, but I know, despite the fact that I don't know what key this is in, I know that, okay, I can hum this back. So that's step number one. If you could just sing the song, all right? Because essentially, this is just an instrument, you guys. This is just an instrument. It doesn't play itself. It's what comes in. You're gonna have to express what's going on in your mind to the instrument. And that's why I told you guys so many times, I do not want you to be a piano player. I do not want you to be a saxophone player. I don't want you to be a guitar player. I want you to be a musician, because a musician understands music. So that's step number one. Now, here's why is singing also important. Now, singing is also important because, again, in video number 3, I actually talked about a thing called solfege, right? Now, in solfege, you have the general concept of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, period, right? Irregardless of how I sound, whether it's good or bad, you know that what a major scale is supposed to sound like. Now, here's another thing. What we're going to learn right now, as I'm playing this song, I'm going to wait for particular key moments within the song, all right? Again, this is a sneak peek. I'm waiting for key moments in the song where he is going to resolve. If I can find where he resolves, then I have a relative idea of what key he's in. Let's give this a shot, all right?
And you have been so kind. Come on, every voice lift it.
All right, so you have been so kind to me. All right, so he ended off on the note me. Now, if I could find that me, and I'm gonna now sing that note, you can hum the note as well. But as I say me, now I'm gonna try to find that note on my instrument, whether you're playing a guitar, whether you're playing saxophone, whether you're playing the piano. So let's try it. Me. And guess what, guys? All right. Guess what note this is? Let me see if I can center it. That is F. Now, what is so beautiful about that? Now, why did I do that? Why did I wait for the resolve? Because remember, you guys, if you guys were paying attention to, I believe, video number 3, right? When I was talking about major scales. A scale has 7 unique notes, but in order to complete the scale to sound like it's resolved, that's when you have to play the 8th note, which is the octave, which is actually going back to the home note. All right, I know I threw a lot at you, but in any given scale, right? Like all of you should know C scale by now if you've been following me, right? So you have C scale, no sharps, no flats. The 1 is gonna be C, 2 is D, E, F, G, A, B, right? Those are 7 notes. But by the time you get to the 8th note, which is why they call it an octave, you're back to C. All right? You're back to C. Now, remember, I actually showed you, like, I'm going to play the C scale real quick, right? All right? Now, this is not now I'm playing C, but this is not to be confused with the note that we just found, which was F. I'm going to get back to that later on. But let's say in the key of C, right? I'm going to play the scale, and then I'm going to stop at 7. Now, I've done this in a video before, but just in case people are new, this is going to be so important. So as I'm playing this scale, now if I stop that scale right there, now did I play the scale correctly? Yes, I did play the 7 unique notes, but notice it doesn't sound complete. Ending off on this, there's kind of like a question mark, like, I feel like this note needs to resolve some way. And why is that? Because as I've said before, that 7th note is what's called the leading tone, meaning that it leads somewhere. Where does it lead to? The octave, or the home note, or the tonic, right? So I'm gonna play it again. We back home. Now it seems like it's resolved, right? Now, that is so important. So let's get back to the point, right? Why is that important to know? The tonic, generally speaking, this is how it's going to help your ear. If you can find places in the song where people resolve, 9 times out of 10, they resolved on the tonic. Am I making sense? They resolved at the home note. Why? Because it is the most musically pleasing when you come back home. All right, I'm going to play that part one more time. I'm going to rewind a bit. Let me see if I can show it to you guys.
Breathe your life in me. And you have been so kind. Come on, every voice, lift it all.
Right? So he resolved. Notice when you hear those breaks, usually because he's resolving. So again, how did he resolve it? On what note? He has been so kind to me. And then he stopped. So that means he chose to resolve at that note. And we found out that that note, me, was F. So now if the concept of what I'm saying is true, now mind you, this is a sneak peek. There are other tricks you can do later on to help you find the scale. But generally speaking, what I'm saying is that if I found that home note, which is F, now F, remember, that's either the 8th or it's also the 1. Meaning that I know that if he resolved that F, he must be in the key of F. So do you see what I'm saying? I'm going to say this one more time, all right? First things first, sing. All right, hum or sing along with the song that you're trying to find the key in. Second, find places in the song where he or she, the singer, resolves. Or even if you're listening to instrumental, find places where the melody resolves. All right, if you can find places where the melody resolves, 9 times out of 10, that is the tonic. Is that making sense? 9 times out of 10, that is the tonic. That is the home note. In other words, that's the key. So in this case, it's the key of F. Now, if you've been watching this video series, I've taught you how to find the scale, right? So it's not enough to just find where he's at. Now we got to also find the scale. Okay, cool. So now you know the scale formula for major scales is whole, whole, half, whole half. So if we were doing that properly, again, if you want to go deeper into the formula, I have videos for that. Please watch that. All right. But just for the sake of this video, I just want you to kind of understand how to actually just, find the key, right? So whole half, whole half. So if I start at F, it's supposed to sound like this. That's how all major scales sound like. I don't care where you start. It always have to have that general sound to it. If you change even one of those intervals, it automatically will sound different. I'm telling you guys, it will automatically sound different. But essentially, that is the key that we're in. We are in the key of F. All right. So now I'm gonna play very basic. I'm just gonna play the scale. I'm just gonna play the scale over this song, and let's see if it actually fits the song. All right. Right? So you can see even something as basic as that, automatically I'm playing in such a way that it fits the tune. Now, obviously, I've been playing for a while, so there's other things that I can do to kind of finesse it, right? Which I'll show you later on in this video. But I just wanted to show you that is literally the key, guys. Again, I can't stress this enough. You guys, for all of you who want to learn how to play by ear, you gotta break out of the fear of singing. You gotta break out of your fear of singing in public, singing in general. All right. Again, I'm not a singer. I'm choosing to expose myself right now in front of everybody. And if I sound bad, hey, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know what doesn't sound bad? When I'm jamming along with people and I'm in tune. That doesn't sound bad. All right. And some of you, you know what I'm saying? If you've ever been in a situation like that where you've been called to jam, but because you don't know how to play by ear, you sound off, right? Now, which one is more embarrassing? Because you didn't take the time to just sing to yourself. You don't need to sing into a microphone, right? You don't need the whole world to hear you sing. Just sing loud enough for you to hear it and for you to press whatever note on your instrument and see if it's matching your voice. That's all you literally gotta do, right? But again, if you're too afraid, which let me just drop this nugget in there, God, He didn't give us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and sound mind. So you guys got to get out of that. You guys got to get out of this fear, man. Anyway, fear is whack as hell. But anyway, get out of the fear of singing. Once you learn how to sing or hum, find places in the song where they resolve. Once you find places in the song where they resolve, 9 times out of 10 people resolve. The musicians, singers, they resolve at the home note, at the tonic. That's where they resolve 9 times out of 10. And from there, if you've been following me, you already know how to play a major scale. Even if you don't know how to play all the 12 major scales, you should be able to find it out because you should have learned the major scale formula. Boom. So now let's see what happens. Again, this is a sneak peek, so I'm going to show some other stuff along with this, and let's see if I'm matching the song. So now again, let's say he's in a different portion of the song, right? So let me go back to it one more time.
Every voice, there's no shadow tonight. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. Yeah. Woo. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me.
All right. All right. So again, I'm gonna expose myself, but pretty much he says, "There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me." All right. So once you have that part, right? A lot of times, songs have different portions, right? They might break it up into first, chorus, second verse, second chorus. They might have a bridge. Now this sounds like it's the bridge, right? Again, I'm still within the same key, so truncate it, right? Truncate it, splice it, whatever terminology you want to use, but break it up into sections in such a way where you will be able to retain it. And again, first thing I did, I sung it, and now I'm about to break it. So, there's no shadow you won't light up. So he'll do. Right? There's no wall you won't kick down. And then I think he says, lie you won't tear down, coming after me, right? Also, right? So even me, right? Notice sometimes I might not get it perfectly right there on the spot, but at least I have a general idea. So let's see what happens. I kind of have a good idea.
There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. No, 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 no. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. No, 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 no. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. You're the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love, God. It always chases me down, tries to run from me. Is the 99, and I couldn't earn it. I don't deserve it. Still, you got yourself away. It's only overwhelming, never-ending. Your best friend was there's nothing you won't break through. There's no wall you won't kick down.
So
I want to read this scripture to us.
that's pretty
It's out
much
of Luke
what he does.
15.
Alright. So,
Sometimes people get confused by.
but that's pretty much it, you guys. Just a sneak preview. Again, maybe in the future, I would love if anybody gives me any type of suggestions, like, okay, what songs you may want to hear, so that I could kind of show you literally right on the spot. But again, this was live, and to prove it, it literally says streamed, all right, on YouTube. So you guys, again, this was just a little glimpse of how to actually play by ear. Now, if you thought that this was kind of fast and you want a further breakdown, you guys, again, this is why I call it sneak peek. Continue to watch the video series so that you can understand all of this in depth. But again, do not skip any steps. All the little other stuff that I was doing in between, obviously, is because of practice. But you too can actually get there if you actually take the time to study everything that I've been giving you. All right? Sing/hum